I've been saying for years, we need a pipe that's in between these two. What if we had a 3.5 inch pipe? What size is that?
3.5 inch.
3.5 inch?
3.5 by 1. 100 foot rolls.
Now from 3 inch to 3.5, that gives you a 36% greater area when you're looking at 3 versus 3.5. And then when you compare 3.5 to 4, you're looking at 30% greater area. Now we have 3 inch pipe to the right, the far right. We got 4 inch pipe to the far left. You can see how the 3.5 inch pipe is that ideal size for so many different applications. The 3.5 inch pipe is going to allow you to have those branched lines. When you're running downspouts to a main trunk line that's 4 inch, they could be in 3.5. When you're running branched yard drain lines and French drains, they could be in 3.5. And oh yeah, this is going to be available in 8 slot as well. We're going to work on refining all the fittings that we were engineering for a 3.5 inch pipe. This is a 3.5 inch coupler to 3.5 inch. We have all the fittings that you need for yard drainage, basement waterproofing, agricultural drainage, road construction. Any of our fittings that are light blue, this really light blue means it's a 3.5 inch. If you see our videos, or you go to our online store and you see parts that are light blue, you know you're shopping 3.5 inch. Our 4 inch is the dark royal blue, and then our 3 inch is white. That's what we do to keep it simple. We kind of have a color key. Really easy to convert our 4 inch, not quite a 90, to a 3.5. This is a clean out. Now 4 inch pipe clogs. It clogs on every branched line. Why does it clog on every branched line? Well, until you have several branches meeting into your trunk line, you're going to have clogs. You're going to be prone to clogs because you're not flowing enough water in a 4 inch pipe. I love the idea of 3.5 inch. If we had a 3.5 inch corrugated pipe, I would run all my French drains with it. All my collection points would be 3.5. I would still go to trunk lines that were 4. Absolutely. And I would love to run this off downspouts. This is a more user-friendly size, and it's not going to clog like the 4 inch pipe. Now, we were under contract to build a 4 inch roof runoff system around this house. But as a DIYer, I know you don't want to pull 4 inch through all the sprinkler mains. You can see how much work this is. You can't run a 4 inch pipe over top of the sprinkler pipes. So you got to go under them. And you can't do a shallow dig to get under them because it's such a big pipe. So you got to dig really deep. It is a lot of work. 3.5 inch pipe, no problem. Goes right underneath the sprinkler lines. No issues. All right, we're running the 3.5 inch line underneath the sprinkler line. This is our new 3 inch plus right here. Kale's going to tape that up. They're going to go ahead and cut this to fit, connect that catch basin. They'll have to tape that up. Here we got really good slope. You can see it's flat, breaks really hard. That line's not going to hold any water. We're going to take it to a pop-up. We're not going to put any plumbing tape on this pop-up emitter. A dry connect, can't beat that. No glue, no tape. Nice long run, one piece. It can't separate, it can't come apart in the freeze and thaw. This pipe was built to go through the heave and thaw of the winter. This is how you guys want to install that. All right, I want to talk about the quad pack, what it moves. So 4 3.5 inch pipes, that will move 212 gallons per minute on 1% slope. Now, if you increase your slope, it goes way up. But I'll take 212 gallons per minute on 1% slope any day. For a real easy system to install where you're saving the homeowner money, there's less time, less labor. Now we're going to use the 3.5 inch pipe here. It has more inlet per square foot of pipe than our 4-inch. We use the same 8-slot cutter on the 3.5 as we do the 4. You can see just how ridiculous this is. We have wide cuts. This is our new wide cut 3.5-inch 8-slot for French drains. That is a 9-inch bucket that the men are digging with. That's a perfect width for the 3.5-inch quad pack. You guys did a beautiful job. That 3.5-inch quad pack fits in this trench made with a 9-inch bucket perfect. There's room for stone on both sides. Really nice fit. This system's going to scream. We want a pipe that's going to breathe. We want a pipe that's going to move water. This is going to dry out quick after the rain event. It's going to move the water very efficiently. You can see Vlente is going underneath an existing piece of PVC. No problem. 3.5-inch goes through utilities, sprinkler lines. You can work it around just about any obstacle. People ask me all the time, what is it like working with the 3.5-inch when you compare it to the 3 and the 4? And I tell them you get the benefits of the 4 where you're going to move more volume, you're going to create more air, but it 100% handles like a 3-inch pipe. That's the beauty of it. Super easy to work with this pipe. Beautiful system. Again, made with a 9-inch bucket on an excavator. Just really, really nice system. Guys did a beautiful job. Attention to detail. Love it. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.